We're going to be the ones to look after Kendra's baby. You're unable to get pregnant anyways, so aren't you happy?
Huh? What the heck are you even saying?
Kendra still has a great future ahead of her. I'm sure she'll get married in the future too, so if she has a child right now, it'll make things difficult for her, right? And besides, it's not like you're getting pregnant any sooner. So, after talking it out with my parents, it's decided that we'll be the ones to take in Kendra's baby and look after her baby.
I can't believe this. I was opposed to this idea from the beginning. I told you that, right?
Well, who cares about your opinion? As long as Kendra is happy, then that's all that matters for us.
My name is Madeline. I am 32 years old and I work in the city hall. I have been married to my husband, Kyle, who is the same age as me, for 3 years now. We are currently working together and saving money toward the same goal. And our goal was to purchase our own home. We are working hard every day to save enough money in order to have our dream home. So that's why we don't have a child yet. Besides, we would need savings to have a baby too. So, we are trying not to have a baby until we have saved enough money for a down payment on our house, as well as saving enough for the clinic fees for our baby. We thought we were doing reasonably well as a married couple. Basically, I come home earlier than my husband, so I am in charge of cooking. Recently, there are many recipes on YouTube, so I have different recipes which I can cook for the day, which is really helpful. I can cook anything from quick and easy to very delicate meals from the YouTube channels, so my cooking skills have naturally improved over the years. My husband seems to look forward to my cooking every day, and he rarely goes out to drink or eat, and always comes home straight from work. I am happy to spend time with my husband over a meal and enjoy a nice conversation with him. And I thought that these happy days would continue in the future. But every family has its own problems and issues, and for me, that was my husband's younger sister, Kendra. But to my husband and his parents, Kendra was like a treasure for them, rather than a problem. Kendra, who is 4 years younger than my husband and I, is so beautiful that everyone looks back at her when they pass by her. She has big round eyes, tall with really long legs, and she is fit and has a really gorgeous style. When Kendra walks around town, she is often recruited by modeling agencies, and she used to also work as a model for her part-time job. Looking at these superficial aspects alone, it's obvious that her family would be really proud of her. But what I see as an issue is Kendra's terrible personality. Kendra is extremely selfish, and there are always bad rumors about her relationships with men. She seems to be connected to so many men for various purposes that I feel like she would just hop to different guys every single day. As a woman, I think that's very shameful. But I think the reason why Kendra has become such a carefree yet selfish woman is because of her parents and my husband. Both my husband and his parents, James and Lauren, were very protective of Kendra and loved her a lot. I was really surprised to see how they treated Kendra when I first went to visit them when Kyle and I just got married. Both James and Lauren greeted me kindly, and we all had a nice conversation with each other. Then, when we all decided to eat the cupcakes I had brought, Kendra said, "I want to eat the cream puff, not just these cupcakes." I had brought cream puffs for James because he prefers cream puffs better than cupcakes. I had heard that Kendra liked cupcakes, so I bought her the cupcakes. But hearing what she said, I thought she was being selfish. And Kendra was planning to not just eat the cupcakes, but also the cream puffs. She must be so greedy. I thought that she was pretty mature, but the next moment, James said something really surprising.
Oh, is that so? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Then you can eat my cream puffs here, Kendra.
He said that as he gave away his cream puffs to Kendra. Yay! Thanks, Daddy. As she said that, Kendra shoved the cupcake and the cream puff into her mouth with a really satisfied look on her face. And James was having his coffee without any care in the world. I couldn't believe my eyes. Isn't James spoiling her a little too much? And Kendra at that time was already 25 years old. It's not like she was in elementary school. And something even more surprising happened that day. Since you came over today, Madeline, why don't we get some pizza delivered?
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to pizzas.
Oh, me too. Since I'm starving, I really can't wait.
Well then, let's order some right away. Does pizza sound good for you, Kendra?
I'm in the mood for Mexican today. Wait, she's being selfish here too? The majority vote is 4-1. I clearly thought that James and Lauren would just deliver pizza. Well, that's what I at least thought, but...
So, you're feeling for Mexican food, huh, Kendra?
Well, if she's not up for pizza, then we've got no choice but to get Mexican food.
You're right. Then, I guess we should go to this Mexican restaurant in the town.
What the heck? Is Kendra a queen or something? Why are they all not going against Kendra but just obeying by what she's saying?
You're okay with that, right, Madeline? To eat at the Mexican restaurant?
What? Well, okay. There was no way I could argue in this kind of situation. And like that, we went to the Mexican restaurant and Kendra was happily eating the food that she wanted. This is crazy. If I get too involved with her, then something terrible might happen. That's what I thought, and so after that, I avoided Kyle's family as much as possible. When my husband would say that he's heading over to his parents' house, I would just give him a good reason and refuse to go. Kyle didn't force me to go to his parents' house, and I think this is the reason why we have been able to stay married for 3 years without any major issues. But in the past, there were times when Kendra would come over unannounced. And that was quite difficult for me to understand. When Kyle and I were first married, Kendra happened to live nearby and often came to our house to visit. Every time she came, Kendra would say terrible things to me. You really have a broad shoulder, don't you, Madeline? When I saw you from the behind, you look like a man. You look like a man cross-dressing with a wig on or something. I was too tired to take her seriously, so I just shrugged it off. Oh, I was in the volleyball team when I was in high school and I worked out a lot, so maybe that's why. I think it's the muscles which makes me look like a man, I guess. Wow, I would never be able to stand that. Seriously, it's like you're not at all feminine. Kendra would make fun of me like this. And it didn't matter for her to say these things to me, even if it was in front of my husband. And my husband did not stop Kendra at all, even if she said those terrible things about me. We got into a fight about it at the time, and my husband would say,
"Oh, Kendra doesn't exactly mean what she says, you know."
And that Kendra was just joking around. I thought that if she was hurting people's feelings, it probably wasn't a joke, but at this point, I realized that I could not get my husband to really listen to me about my concerns with Kendra. A little while later, Kendra started living with her boyfriend at the time and moved away, which was really nice. And for a while, there were no issues regarding Kendra, but just recently, a terrible thing happened. One day, I was preparing dinner as usual when my husband came home with Kendra. At that point, my motivation dropped, and I got really depressed, but they came home somewhat looking really serious. Once I stopped what I was doing, I asked my husband what was going on.
Actually, Kendra is having a baby.
What? Kyle was saying like it was really serious, so I got worried if there were any problems. Could it be that she doesn't know who the baby's dad is? When I said that, Kendra glared at me and shouted, "Oh, don't get me wrong like that. I'm not those skanks who would be with different guys at the same time." I don't know what kind of pride she has, but it doesn't change the fact that she has relationships with different guys. "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." "Well, and? So why are you looking all so serious?"
That's because her baby's dad is already married to another woman.
Excuse me? So that means Kendra was her baby's dad's mistress? She just said she wasn't a skank, but it doesn't add up with what she actually did. She really should just take back what she said. Oh, that's very bad. That's why I'm here asking for my brother's help. You must be an idiot. What is up with her? I guess it seems like when people don't have enough emotional leeway, they tend to lash out and show their bad sides, huh? Plus, I guess they all tend to use terrible words, huh? Does the wife know about it? Is the baby's dad saying that he'd leave his current wife and get together with you, Kendra? No, the wife knows. And since they also have kids, he told me that he has no intention to get a divorce. I knew this kind of thing would happen, one way or another. It's a very tricky issue, though, when it actually happens.
As you can see, Kendra is in a lot of trouble. She worries a lot and is really anxious. Because of that, she's stressed out. So as her family, we have to think about what we can do to help.
Well, there are only two options that I could think of at this point. Either Kendra raises her baby as a single mother, or she just gives up on the baby and get an abortion. When I remained silent, Kendra insisted, saying, "I want to have my baby." So then, that'll leave us with only one choice. And that was that Kendra would be responsible as a single mother and raise her baby. That's all I could think of, and that was the only choice left. So what on earth do they even want to discuss about other than that? But I don't want to work. What the? And I can't raise a baby altogether while I work. Does she even know what she's saying? So Kyle, you and Madeline should think of a better way for me. Is it really okay for a person like her to be a mother? No, there was no way that this was okay. I no longer wanted to participate in this ridiculous discussion. Besides, I'm really hungry and I want to have dinner soon. Then, my husband suddenly looked as if he had a flash of inspiration.
That's it. I have a great idea.
What is it? What did you think of, Kyle?
We'll look after your child, Kendra.
Huh?
That way, you won't feel burdened, Kendra. And we can have a kid too. What a great idea, huh?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea, Kyle. You're such a genius. No way, he's not a genius at all. This is just completely unbelievable. Hey, now wait a minute. I completely opposed to that idea.
Wait, why? It's a great idea, don't you think?
What do you mean we'll look after the baby? What about work? We're both working, you know.
Then, you can just quit work and be a full-time housewife.
What the hell is he saying? Stop deciding everything all on your own. I mean, I completely oppose on taking care of Kendra's baby.
You should stop being selfish, Madeline. Kendra's in trouble, so we should at least help her like this.
Wow, I knew you were ugly. I didn't know you were ugly inside too, Madeline. Well, I'm sorry, but my personality is way better than yours at least. Huh? What the hell?
Hey, you better apologize to Kendra right now.
No way. Anyways, I will never forgive you if we are to take care of Kendra's baby. Saying that, I just took my wallet and phone and left them at the house. I just really didn't want to see the two of them anymore. What the hell was my husband even thinking? I turned off my phone and I stayed that night in a hotel. The next morning, when I turned on the phone, I could see that I got a lot of text messages from Kyle. I saw that he sent me many messages saying to come back home. and once I returned home, my husband looked like he was a little sorry for what had happened. He probably didn't expect that I would leave the house like that.
I'm sorry I went ahead with the conversation on my own.
I was skeptical, but he apologized, so I decided to wait and see how things went for the time being. A few months later, Kendra gave birth to a child without any issues. Since then, my husband never said anything about taking in Kendra's baby, so I assumed that Kendra would raise the child properly as a single mother. My husband, who witnessed Kendra birthing the baby at the clinic, sent me a picture of the baby. I thought the baby was cute, even if the baby was Kendra's child. My husband stayed at his parents' house for a while after that to support Kendra after the birth. Well, if they were all cooperating with each other to raise the baby at my parents-in-law's house, that's fine, isn't it? With that thought in my mind, I went about my usual life. Then, one day, Kyle came back to our home with his parents. And for some reason, my husband was holding Kendra's baby. Huh? What happened? Did you bring Kendra's baby all the way here just so I could see her baby? When I asked Kyle that, he began to say something outrageous.
We're going to be the ones to look after Kendra's baby.
Huh? What the heck are you even saying?
Kendra still has a great future ahead of her. I'm sure she'll get married in the future too, so if she has a child right now, it'll make things difficult for her, right? And besides, it's not like you're getting pregnant any sooner. So, after talking it out with my parents, it's decided that we'll be the ones to take in Kendra's baby and look after her baby.
You're unable to get pregnant anyways, so aren't you happy?
Besides, Kendra's baby is really adorable, right?
I just couldn't take it anymore now. I can't believe this. I was opposed to this idea from the beginning. I told you that, right?
Well, who cares about your opinion? As long as Kendra is happy, then that's all that matters to us.
You've got to be kidding me. I can't take it anymore with all your crazy love for Kendra and just always spoiling her. Besides, it's not that I'm unable to have a child, you know. I was just prioritizing to save money. You all just interpret everything the way you want it to be, huh?
Excuse me? How dare you make fun of us?
What kind of wife are you?
Shame on you!
No! You should all be ashamed of what you're all doing. I can't take it anymore, so let's just get a divorce. Saying this, I confronted my husband with the divorce papers I had prepared just in case.
What? Divorce?
My husband sounded confused and he was upset. But both Lauren and James, whose blood was boiling with anger, urged him, saying, Kyle, you have to leave a woman like her. Then to that, my husband would say,
Well, if you can't understand us and our way, I have no choice but to leave you.
And sign the divorce papers on the spot.
Well then, hurry up and leave.
Oh, don't you worry, I will leave. So I quickly packed up my stuff and left. Then, after filing the divorce papers, I went back to my parents' house, looked for a room, and moved into an apartment. Thus, my marriage with Kyle ended easily like that, but I am glad that I left them rather than being with them any longer. I mean, I should have done that earlier. I then went back to my normal life, but about 3 months later, I received a phone call from my ex-husband. What is it?
Please, help me.
What's wrong?
Everything's going wrong.
According to my ex-husband, at first, both Kendra and Kyle returned to their parents' house and they were all raising Kendra's baby together. But one day, Kendra disappeared all of a sudden. So James, Lauren, and Kyle had to raise Kendra's baby all on her own. But James and Kate were already very old and they couldn't really move around and walk around well. Plus, it seemed like James overworked himself and suffered a bad back and had to be hospitalized. Kyle managed to raise the baby while using the paid leaves, but the situation would not change in just a few days, so he requested to work for shorter hours to the company. But due to this, his pay got cut, and on top of that, Lauren was also in need of nursing care, and although he needed the money, he was the only one who had to take care of his own mom and Kendra's baby. And now, my ex-husband is going insane because he has no time for himself and he's just always busy. But since it was none of my business, I just said, "Good luck," and hung up the phone. I immediately blocked the call after that, so I don't know what happened to Kyle after that, but he is probably having a very difficult time on his own. He deserved this because all he cared for was Kendra, who easily abandoned her own family. Sometime later, while casually watching TV, I saw the news showing a man and a woman being arrested and taken away by the police. I looked at the names of those arrested, and to my surprise, I saw Kendra's name. The face of the woman being taken away also looked like it was Kendra. Apparently, she and her partner stole from some family, and her partner was pretty violent, punching one of the members of that family. I knew that scums would eventually end up being scums until the end. I'm really serious, even at work, so I will try to find a relationship and marriage that fits my personality and have a happy family in the future. But next time I go out with a man, I'll have to carefully observe his family first. Kendra may indeed be beautiful, but the fact that the only good thing about her was her looks is already a red flag. Unlike the personality, looks and styles have an expiration date, and it's not there forever. Kyle and Madeline's in-laws should have realized this earlier and corrected Kendra's personality. Well, now with everything that happened, I am sure that Kyle and his parents have realized how stupid and blind they were. At any rate, I hope Madeline will find a decent partner next time and have a happy married life. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.